few safety rules before we make it into the reserve. Please remain seated at all times, keeping your hands, arms, feet, legs inside of the truck, and hold on tight to any personal belongings as we cannot stop on the reserve to grab them. My name is Safari Guide Minty. I will be your guide here today. And no, my middle name is not Fresh, unfortunately. Now, if you look above you, you will see an animal spotting guide. This will help you to identify any of the animals that are here on our 2-week journey. You signed up for the 2-week journey, right? Perfect. Now we're first starting in the Aturi Forest, and the Aturi Forest has a lot of coverage. So the animals here like to use that coverage to help protect themselves from predators. May make some of them a little bit difficult to see. But already on the right, I can see the okapi. Because of its beautiful stripes, most people mistake it as a relative of the zebra. But it is actually the closest living relative of the giraffe. And they found this out by studying its skull structure. On the left here, these cute little orange guys, these are bongos, also known as the ghosts of the forest. Because when they're in their natural habitat, they're often very difficult to find. Both the male and female bongos have those beautiful twisted horns. Now the black and white birds atop that hill there, those are saddle-billed storks. They are a mostly solitary animal, but every once in a while you'll find them in pairs, just like these two, because they do mate for life. Isn't that adorable? They also do not vocalize. Instead, they will rattle those bills to help communicate with each other. Now it looks like we are heading out of the Aturi Forest and headed towards the Safi River. The Safi River has a lot more aquatic animals. So be on the lookout for any bubbles or dark shadows in the water. This may indicate there's an animal here. And already I can see the pink-backed pelicans. They are not named this for the color of their feathers, but for the color underneath their feathers, as their skin is pink. Their wingspan can reach about 9 feet in length. To give you reference, that's about the same as the width of this truck. And you probably already guessed it, they do in fact eat fish. I know, crazy times. On the left there, those are hippopotamuses. Everything you've ever wanted for Christmas, right? Now they do appear shiny, and that's because they secrete an oil onto their skin. It helps protect their sensitive skin from the harsh rays of the sun. Now as you can see, they love walking along the bottom of the river. It's their favorite pastime. And they can do that for a while, because on average they can hold their breath for up to 8 minutes at a time. Also, a group of hippos is called a float. How adorable is that? Now these guys, they can weigh up to 5,500 pounds. Oh, this is the part where I tell you, don't go chasing waterfalls. Stay to the rivers you're used to. Alright, and these are the Nile crocodiles. They can grow up to about 16 feet in length and about 40 years in age. They can eat half of their body weight in just one sitting. I'm going to check into that. We are now heading out of the Safi River and towards the Savannah ecosystem. Now the Savannah ecosystem has a lot less coverage compared to the Aturi Forest, so the animals animals here rely on speed and being in herds to help protect themselves from predators. But lucky for us, with there being a lot less coverage, it's going to make these animals a lot easier for us to spot. You see that big tree over there? That's the baobab tree, also known as the upside down tree, because it's top. It sort of looks like it has roots. We're going to see a lot more of these as we head into the savannah. And don't worry, folks. I will show you my favorite one. That tree does remain leafless for about 9 months out of the year, and it does this to help preserve water, just in case there's ever a drought out here in the savannah. And it preserves this water not only for itself, but also for the surrounding animals, which is how it got its secondary nickname, the Tree of Life. If there's anyone as curious as I was as to how the animals got the water from the tree, because I couldn't imagine they'd be bringing spouts along with them wherever they go, it's actually through the tree's bark. It's a sponge-like bark that's on that tree. It holds the water, and the animals just eat that to get the water from the tree. Now, there's quite a few animals out here in the savannah, but I'm going to try my best to keep moving forward to get a better view of each one, because otherwise I'm just talking about an animal that's way far over there. Now the ones with the big horns, those aren't too far away. So those are Ankole cattle. They're going to be the only domesticated creatures free roaming out here in the savannah. Those horns may look heavy, but they're actually quite light because they're mostly hollow on the inside with a honeycomb structure. But they only weigh about 3 to 4 pounds. Not too bad. On the left there, that's a rock. Yeah, most people take it for granted, I know. But I personally get a little sentimental about them. Now on the left there, the cute little trio, that's the sable antelope. They have their horns pointed towards their backs to help protect themselves from predators that may jump on their backs. They're also highly protective creatures, which is why they are the symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. The grayish ones, those are wildebeest. They are a highly migratory animal that can go up to 5 days without having to drink water. They also are obsessed with the buddy system. They love staying in large groups. Their smallest group being about 10, but their largest being about 1,000. Which is probably why they're often confused on which one is leading them. If I was in a group of 1,000, I'd be a little confused too. Back to the Ankole cattle. Hello. If you were curious, they do in fact move. Now, if you see the stripy ones, those are zebra, or silver, those across the pond. Now, from the looks of it, those are the Hartman's Mountain Zebra, and you can tell this from their white underbellies and large spacing of their stripes on their behinds. So this is going to be the species of zebra with the largest hearts. Not necessarily because they're the nicest. They're all nice. They just need a lot more oxygen while living up in the mountains. Also, a group of zebra is called a dazzle. So I would definitely call that a dazzle of zebra right there. Okay, the tannish one in those bushes on the left there, that's an eland. The eland can jump 5 feet high in the air, straight up, and both the male and female have those beautiful twisted horns. But with the elands, you can tell the difference between the male and female via those horns. The male will have a shorter, thicker horn with a longer twist, i.e. the one on the left there, and the female will have a longer, thinner horn with a tighter twist. Alright, the tiny ones with the tan tops and the white underbellies, those are springbok. The springbok can jump about 6 feet high in the air and leap about 13 feet forward. So if they really wanted to, they could jump through the entirety of this truck. Luckily, they don't want to. Now, you notice those tall ones on the left there that sort of look like giraffes? Those are giraffes. And from the looks of it, they are the Maasai giraffe. You can tell this by their pattern, as it sort of looks like they have A+, or a torn leaf pattern, as some people like to describe it. Now they can grow up to about 16 feet tall, and with their horns, they're already 6 feet tall. Guys, that's taller than me. Also, when they're born, they'll have about a 6-foot drop into their skull. But don't worry, folks, it doesn't hurt them. It's more so to help kickstart their lives. Now it looks like we are sticking to the savannah, but heading towards elephant country. I wonder what we'll find here. Could be elephants, but who knows? Guys, there's an African elephant on the right there. You can tell it's an African elephant by those big ears. Coincidentally, also kind of shaped like the continent Africa. Do you want to know how else I know it's an African elephant? Because we're in Africa right now. And with those big ears, they can actually cool themselves down. Well, hey, at least we got to hang out with him for a little while. Road work ahead. I sure hope it does. Now, elephants can eat about 300 pounds of food a day. Guys, that's like 300 cabbages. So farmers were a little afraid that elephants would eat all of their crops. I suppose that could happen. But so that farmers got a little afraid that elephants would eat all of their crops. So they came up with a solution, and they found out that elephants are actually afraid of bees. So farmers will use beehives as a fence to help keep elephants out from eating all of their crops. I suppose as a little reward, farmers do get some honey. But the reason we think that elephants are afraid of bees is because of their sensitive skin and also their excellent memory. I wish I had a memory like an elephant. It can really help me out with this job here. But we are headed into some red clay, and funny enough, elephants love to eat this red clay, as it helps them to get their vitamins and minerals in for the day.
Any update?
Test marks. Hopefully that means there's some more elephants around. And I think I can see the beginning of a herd on the left there. Just see a little elephant. Oh, there we go, 2 more. Look. Perfect. It does like we're in a little bit of a giraffic jam right now, so I wish we could move a little bit closer to see them.
I believe that he's going to have to go backwards on the right path to get to Safari 40, so you can take some money even if they need it this night. sorry, 29.
29.5.
You reach 29, what's your 20?
She doesn't stop by.
There is truck stopped ahead of me. There's also a truck behind me as well.
Did you see with the truck behind you's number?
It appears to be to have their lights on, so I'm guessing they're a low 3 truck of some kind.
What's your 20?
I'm just past where it's like
Not very stop at it. Or we just get stuck in the line.
There's these trucks. You should be clear to go backwards. I'm going to proceed with caution.
So it sounds like we're not holding for giraffes, but possibly rhinos or ostriches at the moment. So quite a ways ahead of us.
Where to go?
Now it does look like the herd has moved on, but if you didn't know, elephants are in fact matriarchal. So that means that the females run the herd. It's usually the females run around leading them. But when the males turn about 13 years of age, they'll leave that herd and join a bachelor herd. And the alpha male elephant is usually solitary, so he just goes off on his own. My suspicion is that first elephant we saw is probably the alpha male. That's just my suspicion. I have no other way of knowing. Okay, I have another way of knowing, but it's just because I hang out with them a lot.
You're going to say.
Alright, it sounds like whichever animal was blocking the path has moved on, as far as I know. But it might just take a while for each of the trucks to catch up to that spot where they were stopped, because there was quite a few trucks ahead of us.
There's behind 40 and there's a white rhino that are stopped behind as well.
Okay, just kidding.
So you're
The truck behind that truck is now stuck for rhinos.
yes,
I had a feeling it was the rhinos. They're always one of my top 3 suspects. But to be fair, we are driving on their land, not the other way around. So they'll welcome to roam as they please, and sometimes they just happen to roam on our path. But we just give them the time and space they need to move. Some need more time and space than others. That's for sure.
Reserve for 31. Clear back on.
Okay, sounds like that other truck is now back on the move. So we'll see if it catches up to us. Is this anybody's first time here at Kilimanjaro Safaris? A few of you? Well, welcome! Your first animal stop as well! Now, those who have been here before probably know this happens a lot. But that's because we let them free roam, and it's kind of cool. So it lets us get as close to the animals as we possibly can without spooking them or anything like that. It's kind of nice. And some of them are not so spooked, as you can tell. They'll go right up to the truck if they want to. It's kind of fun.
That's what that's right now. It's Disney right now.
Yeah, it looks like that herd really did move on. They're past the baobab tree on the right side there. But another cool thing about elephants, in just their trunks alone, they have more muscle than the entirety of a human body. Actually, 100 times more muscle, as they about have 100,000 muscles just in that trunk alone. But just like I promised you guys, my favorite baobab tree on the left there. She is so cinematic. I love her. I named her Sheila. I bet anybody who laughs has a Sheila in their life. They're pretty cool. Just saw a little bit of a tower of giraffes over there. The tower is their official group name. So if you have a bunch of scared giraffes, is that a tower of terror? I don't know. You tell me. Oh, also don't worry about the water. This is just how I wash my tires.
Oh, yeah. You see it?
Yeah, you can see the herd is kind of tucked on that far left side over there. But these guys, this is a flamboyance of flamingos. So this is the greater flamingo species, so it is the largest of its species. It is also the species of flamingo that is the lightest pink color. But flamingos do not start out pink. They actually start out a lightish grayish color, and then they earn their pink through their diet. Can anyone imagine what their diet consists of? Shrimp, that's right. And it takes them about 2 years before they earn that pink color. So you can tell that most of those flamingos there are at least 2 years old. It looks like we're now headed into rhino country. I wonder what we'll find here. Could be rhinos. A wooded rhino. You guys, I think I found them. So these are the white rhinoceroses. These are the largest of all the rhino species. They weigh about 4,000 to 5,000 pounds, and they love rolling around in that mud wallet because it helps protect their sensitive skin from the sun and from parasites. Gotta have a good skincare routine when you're a rhino. But poachers are often after rhinos' horns, which I find super weird because number one, look at those adorable faces. How dare. Number two, their horns are actually made out of keratin, which is the same material that makes up our fingernails. So I don't know why poachers are after our fingernails. I think that's a little silly Billy if you ask me. And you can tell them I said that. I don't know where you'll be meeting poachers, but if you ever do, spy guy Minty thinks they're pretty silly Billy. Also, rhinos truly get a bad rap. A lot of people think they're mean or aggressive or territorial. They're really not. I think they get their bad rap from the fact that they can't see very well. So when they get the zoomies, they crash into each other because they can't see one another. But luckily they do have really good hearing, so they got that going for them. Now on the left there, those are cheetahs. So adorable. Now they are in fact the fastest land animal. They can run up to speeds of about 60 miles per hour. They do not have retractable claws. This helps them to get the traction to run up to those fast speeds. Now there's 3 of them all gathered around there. That's helping to indicate to me that those are probably female cheetahs. The females are the most social out of the cheetah group. They like sticking together like that. So if you really wanted to, you could call them cheetah girls. I won't tell you how to live your life. Now up ahead, these are the Kobe rocks. These rocks give a great vantage point for predators to look for their prey. So we're going to take a quick look around to see if we can find any of these predators. Just a little look-see, if you will. Not a predator, but on the right there is an ostrich. Oh, and some water buck. Oh, just kidding. On the left there's some lions. Now they are in fact a nocturnal creature, so they do spend the majority of their day sleeping, and at night is when they go out and hunt. It's usually the female lioness who will go out and hunt, and the male lion will stay behind to protect the cubs. But if there are no cubs, the male lion will also go out and hunt, and their roar can be heard up to 5 miles away. Roar. You're also more than welcome to call them Simba if you want to, because Simba in Swahili means lion. So you just be calling them exactly what they are, which is lions. The water buck a little better, and some ostriches. So the ostriches are in fact a flightless bird. Though they do still have wings, they don't use those wings for flight. They use them for balance for when they're running. Because they are the fastest land animal on Earth. And the water bugs, just like in their name, love to hang around the water. They love it so much. They secrete oil onto their fur. Helps make their fur waterproof. Hello. Now we can tell why the ostriches are hanging around here. It could be because of those eggs on the right here. Each one of those eggs weighs about 3 to 4 pounds. The shells may look delicate, but they're actually quite tough. Only your own human could sit on those eggs and they still would not break. Like at all. But we are now headed into the Magadi Glen. This is at the edge of the reserve and also where the Warden's post is. Now don't tell the Warden, but I have been doing my laundry here for years. And we're the cutest animals on the preserve are. You guys, these are the Nigerian dwarf goats. They have an excellent sense of balance, which makes them great climbers. And remember how I talked about beehives farmers use for elephants? There's an example of one in that yellow box there. It's just an example. It looks like my outfit is almost dry. It's my favorite shade of khaki right there. But I would like to thank you guys for joining me out here on the reserve for these past 2 weeks. It's been great. Time really does fly when you're having fun. 2 weeks felt like 30 minutes. Isn't that crazy? Now, if you would like to help these animals in the future, might I suggest switching over to refillable water bottles or maybe a cute little glow-in-the-dark cup like I have, which will help to keep plastics from ending up in their natural habitat. Or, if you want to do something today, if you purchase the flat white latte over at the Starbucks, 100% of the proceeds go to the Cotton Top Tamarins. Which, if you don't know what those are, they are a cute little monkey. And if you're lucky enough, you might be able to see them today, as they normally hang out right across from the Starbucks, very conveniently. And rumor has it, they might have babies. Oh, and if there's any wilderness explorers on my truck, this is the Simba 1 for those wilderness explorers. The Simba 1, page 14, if my memory serves me right, but I have no elephant. But here, at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, we don't really like to say goodbye. It sounds too sad, finalized. Instead, we like to say Kwaherini, because Kwaherini in Swahili means to go well. It also means don't tell the warden or do my laundry at their post. It's a dual meaning, that one.